Well, we just got back from work. We left this. We had it fired up and running. I do need to retorque the heads, but it is now cold. And we did a much better job, so it's ice cold right now. I'm gonna click the gas on, and I was hoping to get back and do a quick oil change on this. I'm not gonna have time tonight. Well, I don't think. I gotta figure out what Dottie's doing. Maybe I will. If I do, this is gonna turn into another video. If not, this is the end of the last video. So we got everything kind of back together. The headlight bulb is burnt out. I took this around the block. The throttle cable was sticking, so that was really fun when I opened it up a little bit. But there are no major leaks or puddles down here. That one is from last time, and it's not smoking that much. So I just clicked the gas on. I'm gonna throw you guys up on the tripod, see what a cold start does, because I'm very optimistic on this now that we have the proper sized carb, a non-broken rocker shaft, less oil leaks. The oil leaks I wasn't as concerned about in terms of runnability, but we're gonna kick this over, see if I can warm it up a little. Let me crack the bottom of the garage. I don't wanna go all the way open. Yeah, that should be enough. Enough to stop me from dying in here from fumes, but we're gonna give this a shot now, see if this thing will fire up. Let me grab some liquid courage here, and then we're gonna go from there. Ooh, definitely gotta tighten that mag up. I loosened everything on this. You can see the bolts backing up a little bit, so let's do that real quick. Just to snug. I'm like extra nervous about this, even though this cover I'm not really worried about. It's those crappy acrylic ones that I have now decided are 100% junk. Because I'm not incompetent, I'm not bright, and I'm not smart. But I've turned wrenches and broken and messed up enough things to know what you should tighten down and what you shouldn't. This, not something you should crank down on. And genuinely, I don't think I did. So we'll snug these up real quick because that's important. Here we are. Gas tank's gotten loose again, so we're gonna have to snug that up, but I'm gonna click the enrichener on. Straddle. Somebody in the comments on the last video, or somebody in the comments previously, I don't remember which video now, but somebody was saying like, oh, stand on the side of the bike and kick these over. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I've had enough sportsters that I don't like doing that, okay? On these choppers, they're long, they're goofy, they're uncomfortable, but when I stand here and jump on this, I will put all of my weight in this and basically jump and stomp on this. I'm not worried about the kickback nearly as much at that point because my foot's on top of the pedal. If it kicks back, it's coming straight up. It's not, literally, it's not going to throw you over the bars. The saying is when you kick it through, and in my experience, most of the time that a bike like this will hurt you is when you kind of half-ass your kick. If you commit to it and kick through it, you're at the end of the stroke. If it does kick back, it's kicking right back up into the center of your foot. I don't like side kicking iron heads. I will side kick every one of my big twins. It's the kicker gears on the starter. If I get up here and you watch somebody that's never started an old Sportster or old bike or old Harley especially, but like the dirt bike guys or the Jap bike guys that can just crank away at them, it's a twin. If I get up here and just, oh, all right, kamikaze kick through, it's gonna hurt you. Or, on a sporty especially, if I let off of this right now, I'm keeping tension on the kicker. If I let off of this kicker pedal and jump up on it, like to here and then down, there's a very good chance I'm gonna skip the teeth engagement and drop it. So every time I do a sporty, I like standing over the bikes. This is why I'll bring it down, and we got the enrichener circuit on, the key is off. One kick, I'll do 2 primers here. 2 kicks, leave the choke on, bring it back up, key on. I'm keeping tension on this pedal. Is the key on? That's exactly what we actually want to happen. So I'll let this run on the choke for a minute and then we'll retorque the head. How quick you can turn Mikuni chokes off. That's a little lower than I'd like, but bump it just a smidge. And the best part, we're not pouring oil. Apparently a VM38 works a little bit better on a 900cc ironhead than a VM44. Who would have thunk it? So I'm just gonna let this idle. I'm not gonna leave it on. I'm gonna let it warm up for about 3-4 minutes. Then I'm gonna retorque the heads. And now that it's nice and warmed up, I gotta go inside and check with the boss. If she's doing stuff, then I'll come back out here, drain the oil, and do the oil change. Much needed. So I don't know what I'm putting in. I might just drain it tonight because I did not stop and grab 2050. Probably want like 50 weight. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I will drain the oil now that I went through the motions of starting this up. And then we're going to have to do some zip tying on the regulator that fell off down there. Figure out where that goes, but she runs. And she started in 3 kicks. I am ecstatic. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. It runs! And I'm not sweating from kicking it over. Woo! 2 primer kicks, 3 kick attempts, nothing. Made sure that the key switch was on. Fired up within 5 kicks. So we are good. Killed it, turned it back on. It's a 1-kick bike cold. It's a 3-kick bike. Or, sorry, it was like a 5-kick bike in that scenario, but the microphone wasn't hooked up, and you didn't get to see it. So I think I'm gonna roll that in and come out here at some point tomorrow when it's ice cold. It's still not hot. I've been running it, but there's definitely some heat here. I can't hold my hands excessively on the heads. Holy crap. The bike runs, it starts, it's not burning oil, it's not leaking oil out the rocker box. I think we pretty much have it. There's still a million things we gotta fix. We 100% need to fix this lifter. This one here, we're gonna have to pull that lifter out and replace the tappet and the roller on that one, since we don't have a lock nut, which is terrible. But I wrote it earlier. It runs pretty good. I have no complaints, but the throttle cable was sticking, so I got kind of a weird contraption of stuff happening here. I have the old setup. I don't know. We're gonna go through that. I do have a brand new throttle cable too, but the VM38, the initial fire up took a little bit earlier today. This started within 5 kicks since I've been back. I was gonna let it warm up a little bit and drain the oil, because we definitely need to do an oil change. That will 100% happen. I like doing oil changes after they're warmed up a little bit, so I think what I'm gonna do, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna come back, fire this up, let it run for about 5 minutes, then retorque the heads, and then get underneath the thing, drain all the oil out of the tank, and put some fresh oil in there. I'll get some 2050 ordered for now. I only have dinosaur stuff. I got 50 weight, 60 weight, 70 weight. If it's in the garage, it doesn't really matter, but if I want to bring this to the shop or something and it's like 30 degrees, 60, 70 weight oil is terrible on cold weather kickstart only bikes. So we'll throw some 2050 in there for the winter. So I'll grab some of that tomorrow. We'll do the fresh oil change. I don't think I have a filter on this setup. I don't have a filter on this setup. Gonna have to rig up some sort of zip tie contraptions for the regulator that has rattled off in the course of starting. But it's a 3, 4, 5, 6, less than 10 kick bike, going from about a 30 to 40 to 50 kick bike. I couldn't be happier. Thanks for sticking around. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.